Claudia, you was getting ready to say, is it the woman's fault?
Or the man's fault.
Or the men's fault, which is a very good point. I think it's cyclic. But I have to blame it first. No shade, men, but it's y'all fault first. Because if you go all the way back, we didn't create this. We didn't create the misogynistic ideology of having to use our bodies to get stuff. We didn't create that. You all created that. We actually couldn't even vote. We couldn't even talk. We was tied up in clothes from our neck all the way to the floor.
True.
It was after, it was the way that they treated us, the way that men have put us in a predicament where we have had to utilize our assets to get things, that has made this, that has perpetuated this mindset. And so now it has spawned in all these different forms. Yes. And now it's just a fool everywhere. Now, can we stop it? Yeah, because you have women like, you have women on the call, all these women on the call right here that don't do that and know that they don't need to do that. But then our mothers, some of our mothers are not, and I have to blame mothers a little bit, because our mothers are harder on the women and they treat the boys like they baby fatter boys.
Can I say this, Syleena? I used to say this all the time, that I believe that a lot of women, they raise their daughters, but they love their sons.
Yes.
They what?
I said they raise their daughters, but they love their sons. So,
young girls do not have. We don't have the, like, for me, like, and I know I have friends that are daddy's girls, and I have such an admiration of that. Like, I have an admiration for that, because I have a whole father who was a whole singer, and everything I got from him mostly. Yeah. And I have absolutely no relationship with him. And my mother raised all of us, because it's all girls, real tough. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So we're not, sometimes, and in my relationships with men, because this is my second husband, but in the relationships with men, I'm not trying to be Elizabeth Taylor R&B, but in relationships with men, I have been unable at times to be soft. And in the business, we were taught by our moms, be hard, take it, be strong, don't let them see you cry. That they have taken our God-given actual right to be feminine, to be soft, to be ladies, to be women. We have to kind of buck up all the time to get people to take us seriously. And some of that has bled into my relationship. So then when that happened to the man, now he like, oh, she acted like a diva and a bitch. And then he'll go and cheat on her or beat her to try to diminish her so that he can have some control. So I feel like it's cyclic, but I do feel like the men kind of kicked shit off, and then the mothers didn't do good with trying to, we didn't fight for our rights early enough. You know what I'm saying? So it's just
point that you made about that. I feel like Black women have never really had the luxury to be feminine, to be soft, because a lot of us, Lisa Ray, I know you had a really good relationship with your dad, and he was in your life, and a lot of us have not, and a lot of times, like, that's your first protector, right? So you out here in this world, no one's really protecting you. You don't have a big brother. You have to be like that to make it. You got white men making more money than you, white women, Asian men, Asian women. And then it's like, you wonder why we like this. It's a tool of survival. It's a survival tool, right?
And you know what too, Claudia?
First of all, they took us, I was going to say, they took our dance from when they took us from Africa.
I was just about to say that.
Because we celebrate life by dancing, and the movement is just movement of a feel good. They've taken that and made it something totally different and not artistic, because even in Jamaica, Jamaica know how to wind that thing, man. Yes. And it makes you go, whoa, how can I learn that? How can I be down? But now it got exploited in a way in which now we're like Bernie Mac said in Players Club, now the white woman has said the best thing that anybody heard, pay me. You know what I mean? And so it became more of a pay me type of a ritual of, let me do this for everybody as a show. Now it's a showpiece. It's dancing is for show. And it's not for the art of it.
Shawn Robin says, bring back the adoration of Black women.
Yes.
And I've said this a lot of times that I think black men and black people forget. Hello, Mr. Man, Mr. Black Man. We was getting beat and we were slaves equally. Like the master didn't say, oh, she a woman, so I'm not gonna beat her. We were beat the same. We were sold the same. We were separated from our kids the same. So I get sick of men acting like they're the only, black men acting like they're the only ones that's going through it and the world is bad to them. Black women are almost like on the bottom of the bottom. I mean, as far as how they view us, we also had to suffer the same trauma that black men are dealing with as well. And the fact that we're women too. And I think that black men could do a better job at nurturing us, because that's where it could start. You know what I'm saying? If they uplifted us more than what they do, then maybe we wouldn't be all up in the TV screen with our asses and shit shaking and shit, because they be right in the screen. Yeah, girl, you doing it. Oh, I like that. They right in there talking about how wonderful it is and how great it is, and hyping up that.
Do y'all think black men are failing? Do you think black men are failing black women when it comes to protecting us?
Yep.
I know it's a very big statement, a big question.
I do. I think there are good black men out there. I think it's, case by case, but as a whole, I absolutely do. And it's not because they choose other races. That's not the reason. I think that we are a mirror of them, of their pain. We are a reflection of their pain. And I think because black men have low self-esteem in a lot of areas, and they feel like they can't satisfy us like we should, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. I think they give up on us because we demand their greatness. We demand the best out of them.
Do they ride harder for their friends, for each other, than they do?
I don't know.
That's a good statement.
Vivica, I want to bring you.
That
in.
is.
Because we had a reaction.
I mean, I wish that sometimes with men that they work as hard having good relationships with women as they do with their boys.
Yeah. Okay. And I want to be clear to anyone that's watching this. This is not a male bashing segment.
No,
it's not.
We just keeping it real.
Not at all.
We all love men. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have to have these conversations to start coming together, because we're not together right now. Right. We're like on two different pages.
That's the truth. And it's just the truth.
We're like riding for each other and like really protecting each other. Like when you see a little girl that's being turned out, don't call her a hoe. Figure out what's going on with her. What happened to this little girl? That could be your daughter.
Right.
Like we got to be more like that, and not like laughing at it. And we need more of a community feel with us.
The very fact that African American. Oh, go on here, Lisa. Lisa, right?
Well, you were talking before me, so go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say real quickly, the very concept of trafficking and the fact that black men traffic black women, bad to them. That's a fool to me already.
Yeah, I was going to piggyback off of that, because I was going to say really what it is that our men are not being held accountable for what it says back in the Bible days, is that when a man finds a wife, he is to find a good thing. Yes. And so he is the leader. He is the king. He is the provider. But if you come to us and you're not that, then you're forcing us to take on what you were supposed to take on in the beginning. Therefore, there's a wedge automatically in the relationship. So he's trying to play catch up. And so what we do, because our men are catching up, we actually allow him to bring other things and fold other things into the relationship to accommodate him, to help offset some of the things. Meaning, to me, I've always said, if I'm not enough for you in the bedroom in a relationship, then you need to go ahead and do that then. Because we're not going to double dip. We're not going to, like I'm enough. I am enough. But if you're bored with something, well, then let's talk about why you're bored. Because give me the option to be able to make that up, to learn some new tricks, to do some other things, so you're not bored. But let's find that in each other. Because I feel like if you start doing it in your relationship and bringing in other people, then that means you're bringing in more havoc to be able to have to iron out. And it becomes too much.
When I hear brothers say they got with a white woman because they'll do anything, they're freaky. I'm like, if that black woman feels comfortable with you as her leader, her king, the man that she feels comfortable with, you can get all of that.
Yes.
And I think that's such a cop-out. Now we got a viewer a question from Lavania 1971. He says, okay, so can y'all take direction from a Black man from a place of love without getting defensive? Ladies, we do this. We get defensive.
Listen. I want to start answering that first. This is my thing, though. It comes from who's giving directions. Mm-hmm. If you're someone that I respect, and if I was in a relationship with you as my man, absolutely, I'm going to give you respect. I want you to be the man of the house. However, if you are not behaving as the man of the house, and I, as the woman, am carrying the majority of the load, the respect goes where? Out the window. So that's what's happened to me with relationships nowadays, is that, having a good partner takes work from both sides. You can't just dominate me if you're living off of me and I'm taking care of you, but then you want to dominate me and tell me what to do. That's not going to work.
A penis does not make you a man alone. It can't.
That part. Can I tell you? I interviewed DeAndre Whitfield. His new book, Male versus Man.
Yep.
Book that I recommend for a lot of young.
He's real smart.
And men in general to read this book. When I interviewed DeAndre, I'm going to tell you something. I was enlightened because he says sometimes it's not always the man's fault the way the relationships go. It's because women have lowered their expectations.
Okay. That's true.
If you see a man that's coming in and he's not being qualified and being the man in that relationship, as a woman, you got to pump the brakes on that. Try to communicate with him. And then if you can't fill those shoes, you have to say, it's okay. This isn't going to work for me. I wish you well. And not be afraid to do that.